Hello and welcome to Maintenance Mondays on the Chris Terrell Podcast. My name is Chris Terrell. If you don't know, Maintenance Mondays are also video recorded. So if you're watching this in video, I'm waving to you. You can find that by going to my YouTube channel, which is Chris Terrell Coaching. You can find that there. I'll be posting the video feed of these. And for those of you that are watching me on video on YouTube, hello, thank you. So glad you're here. If you like getting things here and want to find other videos for all of you, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll be able to find more content there. And for those of you that are new here and are just discovering Maintenance Mondays, because this is a new series that I'm doing, this is a episode that I'm going to do every Monday dedicated solely to the maintenance phase of weight loss, because that is such an important phase that did not get enough attention by enough people, and it is never too soon to start thinking about maintenance. Let me repeat that to any of you that are not in maintenance that are still here listening. It is never too soon to think about maintenance. I promise, never, ever. Because maintenance should be coming into place for how you lose your weight. But enough of that. This is maintenance land. We're going to talk about some of the maintenance stuff. I thought I would talk to you a little bit about my own personal maintenance strategy and how I am maintaining my weight now. So first thing to understand is you don't maintain one single number. You don't maintain one specific number. You maintain a window. And that's the strategy that I utilize. Is I'm not looking just to maintain one number, because that's ridiculous, because body weight fluctuates a lot. And when I hit maintenance, I remember thinking like, well, what do I keep weighing in? And even if I do, what do I do with that information? Like, is this a daily thing? Is this a weekly thing, a monthly thing? And so I talked to the person that had coached me, and she just said, you just sort of hover around a size and you use your clothing. You have like your fat clothes, your regular clothes, and your skinny clothes. And I thought, well, that's interesting. Fat, regular, skinny. That means it's typical that you might fluctuate up a little bit. You might fluctuate a little bit down. And also you might put on a couple of pounds and need to lose them, or even lose a couple of pounds and could be okay with gaining them. So I thought, why don't I do a 10-pound window? So that's what I came up with. I hit 165 as my target weight, and I knew I was going to rebound because every time I'd gone into a maintenance break before, I always gained back a couple of pounds just overnight, which I assume was just some extra glycogen stores, I would assume. So I would gain that weight back, and then I thought, well, I'll just need to hover in here. So what I decided to do is my upper limit is going to be 175 and my lower limit is going to be 165. So if I hit 175 for 2 weeks in a row, I have to immediately go back into a calorie deficit. Not next week, not next Monday, that day. I start tracking my calories at a slight deficit, and then I'll work down if I need to. And I will continue to track and stay at a deficit until I register 170 for 2 weeks or less, right around there. And that's sort of my barometer. I told myself, I hit that upper limit, boom, I go into calorie deficit, I bring it back down. Now, if I go above it on purpose, that's different. Same thing if I hit the lower number. If I hit 165 or below, then I actually need to go eat more because I'm like, whoa, I'm drifting down too low. I intuitively eat, and I need some way to let me know if I'm going too much, too low as I dial this in, and I've been continuing to dial it in now for a year. I'm realizing the importance of using the scale data to help influence my choices. Now, I said something earlier that you may have caught. I said for 2 weeks. So if I weigh in every Monday. Now, I do skip some Mondays. I don't get obsessive about it, but I do weigh in every week. I weigh in. And I know you can't make decisions off of 1 week of scale data. I've lost enough weight to know that fluctuations are just a thing. I have personally fluctuated 5 to 7 pounds in a matter of days, where I literally one day weighed 167, and then the next day I weighed 175. And then a few days later, I was back under 170 again. So I know fluctuations can be big. So I knew I can't just go overreacting just because I see a 175 on the scale. But I thought, if I see it 2 consecutive weeks in a row, that's probably not a good sign. That's probably not a fluctuation. I have probably actually put on a little bit of weight. So I decided, okay, that is my upper limit. And then same thing, I know I can fluctuate down, but I thought, but if I'm fluctuating down below 165 2 weeks in a row, I've probably lost a little bit more weight than I would care to lose at that point, because I really want to stay at this healthy weight. I like how I feel, I like how my clothes fit, I like how my body functions. So that I'm giving myself a 10-pound window to sit within. And as long as I'm bouncing around in there, I don't care. I'm living my best life. I'm eating how I eat. I sleep how I sleep. I exercise how I exercise. I journal how I journal. Like literally all the things I teach and do, I just keep doing them how I do them. I'm not doing them to serve my weight. I'm just doing them to serve my happiness and my health. But if all of a sudden I get to the upper end of it, now all of a sudden I got to start doing things to serve my weight and to bring my weight back into alignment where I want it. I have never needed to come down, but I have had need to come up once. I did see a low number 2 weeks in a row, and so I just gave myself permission to eat a little bit more. And this is when I was really intuitive eating and really learning to trust my hunger, and that messed me up a little bit. I had to get used to that. I was unintentionally eating at a deficit, and but I've since dialed that in. But those guardrails really, really helped me stay on track. I have seen a 175 once. I have seen my upper limit for 1 week, but I didn't change anything. I just stayed diligent with what I was doing, and turned out it was a fluctuation, and it came right back down. That was that really fast one that we talked about, that I mentioned earlier. And I know that like that's how it happens. But if you're here on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and flash up a picture of my weight, as you can see here on a scale. As you can see, it's sort of all over the place. Maintenance is not some flat line that you sit within. It will bounce back and forth, up and down, all over the place. And I eat fairly regimentedly. So that's been my strategy on how I've approached the weight on the scale. Hopefully this was helpful to hear a little bit more about it. If you found this useful, but you have other specific questions about maintenance, maybe you want to know how I maintain, maybe you want to know what I've learned about how others maintain, ask that as a question in the comment section down below in the YouTube video. That's where I'm likely to see it. I will also be on the lookout for these questions in the Facebook group on the comment section of the video link that I will post there as well. Thanks so much for listening. So glad you're here. Good luck on your maintenance phase of your journey. Congratulations for losing all the weight, but as you and I know, this journey is far from over, and we still got lots to learn about ourselves and to push. But always remember that no matter what phase you're at, you definitely can indeed do hard things. And I will see you next week on Maintenance Mondays. Hey, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching this video. I am going to be releasing a lot more YouTube content here, and if you want to make sure to get it, be sure to subscribe. If you have specific things that you'd like to know about weight loss, ask it down in the comment section below. I'm going to be doing a mix of vlog style stuff. I'm going to have my podcast episodes here. I'm going to have lots of different kinds of resources here to help you along on your weight loss journey. I did just run the 4x4x48 David Goggins challenge, where you run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. And you can expect a video documentary about that to be coming out later in the month. And so be sure to be subscribed if you want to see that. I did it because it's so important that we always be pushing ourselves and striving for something new. I have personally chose running to be my thing. But one of the questions I ask anybody that I'm working with that's coming into maintenance that wants to work with me as a coach is I ask this question: what are you going to do with the body you just created? You just went through all this work, all this effort to create this body. What are you going to do? You're going to sit around the couch and watch TV with it? Or are you going to go out and have some of that life with it? What are you going to do? What new thing are you going to push towards? For me, it's been running, and it's been a wonderful source of life. So I'm going to ask you the same question. What are you doing with the body that you have created? What life are you going to go live with it? All right. See you next time on the Chris Terrell Podcast or here in the YouTube video.